time reviewing The Vigil, a new supernatural horror film produced by Blumhouse and written and directed by Keith Thomas in his directorial debut. The Vigil follows a young man, Yakov, who is tasked with keeping watch over a deceased member of his former Orthodox Jewish community, only to be targeted by a malevolent spirit known as a mazik. This movie reminded me of The Autopsy of Jane Doe in a lot of ways, which is high praise as I consider Jane Doe to be one of the best horror movies of the last 5 years. In Jane Doe, the two main characters work in a morgue. The reason they must stay with a dead body overnight is to complete her autopsy. In The Vigil, Yakov must stay with a dead body overnight since he is acting as a shomer. He is completing a funeral ritual that is important to the Jewish faith. Both are really good settings and setups for a supernatural story. One of the first questions you ask as an audience member in these types of horror movies is why the characters wouldn't just get the hell out of there after the first spooky sound or sign of danger. Here, it is clearly defined why Yakov must stay and try to survive the night. The demon in this movie, the mazik, is unique. It has a clearly defined origin, goal, and set of rules. Its creature design is also very unsettling. The sound of its bones breaking made my skin crawl. Learning more about the mazik and Orthodox Judaism made The Vigil feel very fresh. These elements allow it to stand out from the hundreds of other haunted house flicks. It was interesting to learn more about different characters' experiences with their faith. There is substance here beyond the scares. I really like The Vigil's use of lighting, or lack thereof. It is darker than a lot of ghost movies dare to be. Certain scenes are lit entirely by a desk lamp, phone, or light from a microwave. You feel like you're actually in a dark house, rather than a Hollywood movie's version of a dark house. There aren't a ton of jump scares in The Vigil, there definitely are a few, but the movie definitely leans more into tension, atmosphere, and a constant escalation of dread as Yakov explores the home. There are a number of sequences where I was holding my breath, clenching my butthole, and straining to see what was lurking around the corner. Overall, I was very pleasantly surprised by The Vigil. There's a lot of heart here, it's more than a simple bump in the night ghost story. Dave Davis is great as Yakov, it's patient when it needs to be, and genuinely frightening once the story escalates. This was a really strong directorial debut, and I would firmly recommend The Vigil. If you like this review, please consider subscribing. I post new horror reviews and recommendations every Friday. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.